Waterslide decals are a fun and easy way to dress up your resin painted wine glasses. Print these out on special paper. I put them on my glass and then I put resin and alcohol inks on. It's really easy. Follow the video. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, start to finish, soup to nuts. Let's go. What is Waterslide decal paper and why do I love it so much? It's a super thin paper that you can use to print any image using your own home computer. Then you can use it to enhance so many craft projects. There is Waterslide paper for inkjet and laser printers, so make sure you get the correct one for your printer. White Waterslide has a white background that is used for projects with a clear or darker background, and then clear Waterslide is pretty translucent, so this is perfect for a lighter background. Always read the instructions, of course, and then make sure to set your printer to the correct paper size. I use free Google Images, and I like to fill up my page so that I don't waste any paper. This stuff is not cheap. Once the ink is dry on the paper, you do need to seal it because otherwise you will definitely smear the ink. See? I like to use Rust-Oleum semi-gloss clear, and then I just put 3 light coats all over the paper, and I let each coat dry in between layers. You can use a heat gun to speed up the process if you're impatient like me. Once your sealing spray is completely dry, then you can cut out the decals. You don't want to cut them out and then spray because that just creates a great big mess. Now that we have the water slides printed, we need to get them on the glasses. So the first thing you're going to need is a little dish with some water and then your water slides that you have already cut out. And I'm going to do 4 glasses today. So I'm going to do this turtle. I'm just going to soak them in the water. And so this takes between, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. And how you can tell that your water slide is ready. So soaking it kind of releases the glue, I guess. But you can kind of slide it a little bit. This one's not ready. So we're just going to let it soak. Yep, it's almost ready. So I'll show you. So see, is printed on that thin film. And so see how it's sliding away from the backing? It's ready. Okay. So I'm going to set these aside. Move my dish. Now these glasses have been cleaned. I've attached them onto my turner. And then you're just going to need a paper towel. Really, really easy. And what I like to do is put a little bit of water on my glass, make it nice and slick. Okay. Take out my decal and just kind of slide it onto the glass. And as you do that, you're wanting to pull the backing very gently so you don't rip it. They can be really fragile, so you just want to be careful. Don't move it too much, kind of position it where you want. Then take your paper towel and just very gently just press it and take a look at it. Make sure there's no bubbles, and there's not. And that's it. That's it. Okay. This one's ready. So I had put the decal in the water when I took the first one off. So this one is ready. Make sure you got it the right way and just kind of slide it onto your glass just like that. So you do have a little bit of working time before it's going to be too late. These dry fairly quickly. So I'm just going to tap it. And also, success depends on, making sure that you have the right size image for your glass. Like you don't want a really detailed image because the glass curves, so you might have issues with wrinkly paper and whatnot. So always try to pick an image that's going to fit your glass or your surface. So it doesn't have to be a glass. It could be a tumbler. This is another cute one. Okay, it goes this way. This one, I think, is going to be a little wrinkly because it's a circle and my glass is curved. So this may not be the best image to use on a glass, but I can probably hide the wrinkles. I can hide the wrinkles. Okay. I'll be able to hide the wrinkles with resin. Is that one straight? Yeah. And the wrinkles may end up flattening out. We will see. All right, let's do this last one. A little bit of water. And it's just going to slide right off. Okay, now we just need to let these dry completely. It won't take long. So let's go get some lunch. I'm going to use the KS Resin Liquidy Split for this. It's my go-to for glasses, and normally I use about 10 milliliters per glass. These are a little bit smaller, but I'm still going to go with 10. Now this is introducing a lot of bubbles, but it's okay because we are going to be using a heat gun. Okay, so what we're going to put on here is a thin layer. There we go. We're going to put a thin layer, and I'm only going to go up to just above the decal. So it's not going to have a really thick layer of resin on it. And I'm not going to resin all the way up to the top. So I'm going to go right over that decal. You don't need a thick layer because, I mean, you just don't. You don't need a thick layer on these wine glasses. So if you make tumblers, or you've seen tumbler videos where there are, multiple layers of resin, and sometimes the layers are quite thick. And the reason you need a thicker layer on tumblers, or you need multiple layers on tumblers, is a lot of times you have multiple layers of design. So you have glitter, and you have embellishments, or you have stickers, and you're needing to cover all of that up. But on these wine glasses, essentially it's one layer, it's once and done. Some people have asked if I need to put a top coat over the whole thing, like especially if I'm adding mica powders or any other kind of colorant to the resin. And my answer is yes and no. The resin is food safe. Okay, the KS Resin Liquidy Split is food safe when it is fully cured. So I don't put a top coat on top of my color layer because I don't resin all the way to the top. So no one's lips are going to be touching any part of the resin. So it just seems kind of wasteful to me. Oh, that is going to be a mistake. So it just seems kind of wasteful to me to waste resin on a top coat when you don't really need it to seal anything. Does that make sense? Oh man, it's running the wrong way. There we go. So why waste resin? You don't need it. You don't need it. And it may seem like a thin layer. Not gonna lie. It is a thin, well, I mean, it's a thin-ish layer. But the thing is, you don't need a thick layer. So the resin, the thicker the layer of resin, yes, the more protective it is of, number one, the design underneath, and also the thicker layer is harder to chip. But honestly, if you drop your wine glass, and this is glass, this is not plastic, if you drop it hard enough to crack the resin, honey, you have cracked your glass. You have broken your glass. So yeah, if you drop it on the ground, it's going to break. The whole glass is going to break. A little left over, let's just go ahead and put it on there. It's not going to hurt it. I'm not going to resin the very bottom either. Let's just put a little extra on each one. Oh my God, are you serious right now? I just literally put my hair in the resin. I need to get these gloves off. Y'all, this is why I need to tie my hair up. I just put a bunch of resin in my hair. So I'm going to get it out. Now the fun begins. Now I'm going to go in with some Let's Resin alcohol inks, and these are from their 26-piece set. I don't know. The link is in the description. But I'm going to go in with 2 blues and then a white. The white is the only one that is actually, the white is Let's Resin. I just have this. I buy the white in a bigger bottle, and then I just put it in this needle nose dropper. And I have a link in the description to that as well. Okay. So we are going to go in pretty randomly. Make sure you shake your bottles. Let's just see how these blues, right over the decal. See how these blues look together. And then I may change course on the other one. Okay, that may be too similar. All right, let's see if I can find another color. Cerulean, look at this one, blue. Okay, well, we know that's blue. Indigo, midnight blue. Let's try turquoise. Oh yeah, okay, that'll work. This is turquoise, although it's really more green, but that'll work. So I'll make these two the same. All right, let's see what happens when I pop some heat, low heat and high air. And this is going to help to disperse the alcohol ink a little bit. It's going to heat up the resin and also pop bubbles. I'm not leaving it on the glass very long. Just enough to kind of meld the colors together. Tell you that white really didn't make much of a difference. I think maybe my white, I need to replace it in the bottle. That's good. Okay, this one, do the same thing. So don't leave it on very long. Need a little bit over there. Just going to kind of push that color a little bit. Heats up the resin, pops the bubbles. Very wispy, just breaking up those big spots of color. Well, that's a blank spot right there, so let's get some of that in there. Okay. The second set, I am only going to use the turquoise and then one of the blues. And I'm not going to use the white because I don't know why my white just isn't, it's not whiting. It is not, I don't know what happened. I may not have mixed it well enough. Now I'm going to let these turn and cure. And once they're done, I'm going to take some alcohol and just clean up the edges where the alcohol ink might have gotten on. So that's what we need to do now, is just wait. Love, 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 love. Look at that. Love it. It's almost like stained glass. It's not real strong. The color's not really strong, but I love it. I just need to do a little cleanup, of course. Yeah, I like that. It's just really simple. This is just a really simple, subtle, look, you know? Most of the decal is covered up, but I'm going to do another video to show how you can kind of combat that. Yeah. So just something really simple. Just something really simple and subtle. So, yeah. All right. I think this was a success. So, make it a crafty day, friends. Bye.